I've been doing more research on histamine intolerance, and it's so interesting, specifically high histamine foods related to period pain. This is very common with endometriosis patients. This is like a high trigger. And the reason this is interesting to me is because I was diagnosed with endometriosis 6 months ago. And I say that the way I said it because I never got like a laparoscopic surgery to look for scar tissue. I don't know. In California, you can get a diagnosis just by going into the office and crying. That's what happened to me. I was hysterical. And that particular day, I had to take half a narcotic pill to drive myself, half so that I wasn't high, to drive myself to the office. That's how bad my pain was. Yeah. And I sat there and I told her that I had to take half a narcotic pill, and it wasn't even like touching the pain. So I'm sitting there and the pain is like shooting down my legs, my lower back and my lower abdomen is just like a level 11 out of 10. And I just was crying, and she's like, okay. She's asking me more questions. She's like, I would say that you have endometriosis based on what you're telling me and your history of your period. And I was like, but how do you know for sure? Like, I've never had endobelly, which is like a really common major bloating situation with patients that have endometriosis. And she's like, you don't need to have that to have endometriosis. This is very interesting because around that time, I had horrible like stuffiness, sneezing, allergies, like the worst it's ever been as my period pain was getting worse. Anxiety, yeah. Dizziness, irritability, breast tenderness, acne and eczema, skin problems. These are all common in women who suffer endometriosis and, are eating foods that have high histamine that trigger histamine intolerance symptoms. So that's what eventually led me down a path of like, okay, nothing's working for my skin. Let's just choose low histamine foods. Sometimes that's difficult though because I am so restricted already. So I'm not perfect about it. Like I'll have avocado sometimes. Once every few months I'll eat some strawberries. But it's important to know what foods don't have high histamine levels. Yeah. So if you have any of these symptoms, just try a low histamine diet.